Villa de Vasconcelos in Spain. I guess we're still looking for some answers. Oh, look, that's a cross. That might be a clue. Oh, I can look at that.
I'm no student of architecture, but the little building looked old. I wondered if it was some sort of summer house.
Rainbow. I know I said this last time, but look at that rainbow. I love it. In the water, it's so cute. Let's talk to this guy. Gardener.
Hi, is this the De Vasconcelos house?
Who wants to know?
I could tell the old coot was going to be trouble. My name's George Stobbart. I was wondering whether...
The house is not open to the public.
This is the De Vasconcelos house.
And what business is that of yours, senor?
Look, all I want is to speak to the head of the household.
There is no household. Only the countess and myself.
Tell me about the Countess de Vasconcelos.
She doesn't receive guests. That's all you need to know.
You don't even know what I have to talk to her about.
She hasn't won the lottery, has she?
No, it's not giving false hopes.
No, she hasn't won the lottery.
A more cunning man might have claimed that she had.
Oh, yeah? They might have, might they?
And that more cunning man would have been kicked off the premises. The Countess doesn't do the lottery.
What do you know about the Templars?
Who wants to know?
Ugh.
Are you angling for a bribe or something?
You have nothing that I want, senor, except the pleasure of your absence.
The guy was obviously protecting the Countess against the whole world. But why?
It's my new favourite insult.
Okay. Well, I'll see you around.
Adios.
Can I go and look at this? Oh, he doesn't seem to mind me wandering the ground, so that's cool.
Over the doorway was a statue of a hooded figure bearing a cross. It looked kind of sinister.
Oh, look, the Templars
The door was a
emblem.
handsome piece of work, in keeping with the ornateness of the rest of the building.
I'm guessing it's locked.
Rats!
Yeah.
It's locked.
Can I not look at this?
From a distance, I thought it might be a summer house. Close up, I wasn't so sure. I didn't want to mess with the building.
I can't look. That's definitely the Templars emblem.
I wasn't about to go clambering on rooftops if I didn't have to. The statue on the top of the building looked like the one in the Parisian church. He seemed to be looking out to sea. For what?
I guess it's like guarding the property. Nothing else here. Oh, it's not beautiful. Oh, look, you can see.
I wanted to go swimming, but I didn't have the time.
How do we get past this grumpy old man then? Well, he's kind of busy. Is he going to see me just walking in?
The main part of the house was old, but nowhere near as old as the gatehouse section.
Oh yeah, look. There's that old bit and then there's this new bit built on it.
It was then I realized I'd left home without my pocket siege engine.
What? Oh, I guess it is quite overgrown, isn't it? Can I go in here? He's not looking. I fuck his hose up. Oh, yeah.
Hey, you.
Yeah? What is it?
You would not like it if people just wandered into your home, would you?
Well, no, I guess not.
Then show a little consideration.
Okay. Sorry.
Right, can I look up his hose pipe? Somewhere. And then, like, when he's fussing around with that, I can
The hose ran from some sort of
sneak
utility
in.
room all the way to the lawn. I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone.
Like some scissors or a knife or something. I don't really want like, to destroy his hose pipe though, do I? Can I shock it with the hand buzzer? No. I don't know what we'll do either. Faster pressure gauge? Yeah, he's doing something. Yeah, quick, can I get in there? Go on, George, quick.
My hose has stopped.
Yeah?
You know, what's
See.
blaming me for?
My hose never stops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's always sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it? See, you.
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily. I'm going to find out why my hose has stopped. And that means going into the house.
Love his accent.
You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house, I will set the dogs on you.
Okay. Oh wait, should I have took that pressure gauge off because he's going to know I tampered. Oh well, do that now. Ah,
Hey, you on the stairs.
damn it.
Oops. I know this doesn't look good, but
Look, senor, all I want is a quiet life. A life without mad, house-breaking foreigners in it. Understand?
Look, I just wanted to, use the bathroom.
Leave now, please.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay, what about this way? Oh, wait, what about that? Can I hide in this?
The armor was about my size. I had a mental vision of putting it on and clanking off to
Can I
see the
just
Countess,
stay there and
with
hide?
the gardener hanging hopelessly on the outside trying to stop me, apart from being stupid and unworkable. It was a great plan.
Oh, okay, go this way. Oh, shit. Hide, and now hide. Okay, go.
I hid behind the armor and waited for developments.
Hey, you.
Oh,
I know you are there, American.
wait, you can see me.
All right, you dogs. I'm coming.
Quick, upstairs, quick. Come on, George. Oh, it's nice in here.
Madre Dios, Who are you?
My name's George Stobbart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you'd just listen a minute.
Very well. State your business, Senor Stobbart.
There's been a series of murders, part of some conspiracy. Anyway, the trail led me here.
Here? There is nothing for the outside world here.
Over 600 years ago there was.
What do you mean?
This whole thing ties in somehow with the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar are dust.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
I do not see what this has to do with my family.
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I believe that they've planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me have a look around. If I find nothing...
You'll be spending the night at the police station. Very well. Please, sit down.
Thank you. I know your family's involved with the Templars, but I don't know how.
You should be asking how my family were involved, Senor Stobbart. The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago, and as for the De Vasconcelos, the line dies with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, whatever happened almost 700 years ago. So, if the Templars left any clues, they're going to be in stuff that dates back to the early 14th century.
Obviously.
So, what do you have around here that's early medieval?
Early medieval. Let me think. Well, the house is relatively modern, a scant 3 centuries old. Or, of course, the chess set.
That chess set is over 600 years old? It must be worth a fortune.
Indeed it is. Not that I would part with it, of course.
No, I wouldn't either. That's the sort of thing that gets handed down to your children. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Nobody has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children? What children?
All in good time, Senor Stobbart.
May I examine the chess set?
Certainly. But do not move any of the pieces.
Okay, thanks. Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, I have to warn you, there's a... You! Why, I feed you to the dogs.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding intruders to the dogs?
But, my lady...
Never without my permission. Senor Stobbart, if I find that you're wasting my time, you will be fed to the dogs. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Follow me. Lopez, unlock the door, por favor. This is the only remaining structure on the estate contemporary with the Templars.
Nice. What is it, a summer house?
A mausoleum, Senor Stobbart.
Oh.
Come with me.
Hey, senor.
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors, but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden is a living thing. I will be there.
I like Lopez. I like how protective he is of his mistress.
Wow, this is old.
It was constructed in the 13th century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I come here at least once a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 of the Knights Templar, man-size in marble.
So they're all members of her family then, are they?
I wasn't about to start heaving at sarcophagus lids with the Countess standing there.
I'll look at that last because that looks like the most important thing.
Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit. High up in the dome were windows. I guess they might open them to make it less stuffy in there.
Yeah, it must be stuck in here. What's this? Oh, that's for closing
It
the
was a
window.
rod with a cone and a
Is it?
hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the
Oh.
big candle in the chandelier. A big statuette of the Virgin Mary kept an eye on the place. It was too delicate to move. In front of the shrine was a lectern with a Bible on it. On removing the Bible, I found a pattern on the lectern top. Hey, it's a checkerboard! Close up, I could see that the pattern was made up of glass squares over a checkerboard pattern. Some of the squares had little jagged holes in the middle.
Does she know about this?
May I ask
Well,
you
she must
something?
do, right?
You may ask.
Oh gosh, okay.
You certainly know your history.
What's your opinion of the Templars, Senor Stobbart?
The Templars? Well, they seem no worse than a lot of the knightly orders.
You are mistaken. Compared to the simpering politicians of the Hospitallers or the brutish Teutonics, the Knights Templar were the embodiment of chivalry. The filthy, money-grabbing French king and his pet pope did a great wrong. A bane settled upon my family at the whim of that self-seeking tyrant.
It was all a long time ago.
Some things don't die. Injustice is one of them.
Who exactly are these people?
My ancestors. These 5 men were all members of the Templars.
5 ancestors in the order. You must be very proud.
Not 5. 6.
Where's the 6th knight?
He was lost to us.
You lost an ancestor?
It is a family matter. It can have no relevance.
Well, it's connected with the curse of the De Vasconcelos, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope you will honor my desire not to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'll leave it for now.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like we should know about that.
That's a big candle. Where would you buy a thing like that from?
You could not. It is an antique, unique to my knowledge.
Just how old is it?
It dates from the Middle Ages, when the Moors controlled Spain. The candle was to be lit as a signal to the estate workers if the Moors attacked.
Is the Virgin Mary really the right person to be sharing a mausoleum with 5 knights?
You are showing your ignorance, Senor Stobbart. The Templars were dedicated to the Virgin Mary.
What's the story with the glass chessboard?
Glass chessboard. Ah, the pattern on the lectern, purely decorative, I'm sure.
There are pieces of glass missing from it.
Oh, it has been like that since I was a girl.
The gaps in the glass chessboard look awfully deliberate.
No, it is ridiculous. What possible significance can it have?
It's part of a chessboard, and the gaps are for...
Senor Stobbart. You cannot mean...
This place was built for the Templars. Your chess set is as old as the Templars. It's kind of suggestive, isn't it? I think this must be it. This is what the manuscript is pointing to.
This is extraordinary. Am I to understand that the Templars left a puzzle here? And in all of this time, we failed to realize that there was a puzzle.
It was wonderful to watch the Countess change before my eyes.
Right. Well,
Aw.
no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh, Senor Stobbart? This mystery has had a good long run, but it ends here and now.
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that hole down and listen! Go to the house and get my chess set. Yes, the old chess set! Oh, damn the game! Now, hurry! My, this is exciting, is it not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy? You know, I think I am.
While we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything?
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos. Is he the guy who went missing?
See, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. The bishop envied of our lands and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
They took the kids? But why?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's disappearance. But witnesses had seen his men kill the servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don Carlos?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone. He was never seen again.
Oh, sorry.
Ah, Lopez, you have the pieces.
Si, my lady, as you asked.
Por favor, Senor Stobbart, would you be so kind?
My lady.
Calm yourself, Lopez. I believe Senor Stobbart's motives are pure.
Very well, my lady. My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
It fits, Senor Stobbart. It fits.
Working quickly, I found which pieces went into which holes.
Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. So I guess I've got to move these pieces so that they either... Do I have to get checkmate? Is that that's the queen? Is that the bit? Bishop. That's the king. Okay, so I've got a checkmate, have I? Oh, I'm really bad at chess. A bishop can go... No, the castle goes up and down. The bishop goes... Does the bishop go diagonal? And the knight goes like that shape, don't they? So... Oh, hang on, look, there's a gap there as well. And here. So you would go there if you stayed here, or you could take him, but then she could take you. This may take a while. Now, my king is safe here, right? Who's this? Is that a pawn? I think my king wants to be here. Oh, hang on though. No, but if I put my king there, he can get it. If I put it there, they can get it. So he has to stay here. Can you not go here?
Senor Stobbart, look!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobbart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow. Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Go ahead. Live a little. my son.
This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobbart.
Sure, I'm sure. The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.
Oh, that's a short bit in Spain. I like being in Spain.
So the curse of the De Vasconcelos is lifted?
Oh no, the Countess was thrilled to find the lost chalice, but there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget about that now and get back to finding the
Oh, I
Templar
want to solve
secret.
that.
Actually, I
Oh,
promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will.
Okay. Did I ask her about the chalice?
This is the chalice I discovered in Spain.
I still can't figure out why the Countess gave it to you. After losing it for all those years, she simply gave it away to a total stranger? She's one prawn short of a paella.
The Countess is a fine lady. You shouldn't compare her with seafood.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on between you and that Countess.
Are you serious? She's old enough to be my grandmother. I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Maybe we should ask Lobiner about it then. Let's do that. Oh.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
This.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions.
Is that it?
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Oh, I know. Let's go back to Montfaucon and we can have a look at those knights, because maybe one of those is the missing knight then. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know anywhere else that there are some random knights. Montfaucon. Oh, what's going on here?
There was a small crowd of 5 sightseers. It's a weird thing, but you can take the most intelligent people in the world, put them in their vacation duds, and hey presto, they look like morons. Why is that? The juggler was good. Why he couldn't put that kind of application into getting a real job, I had no idea. Maybe he just liked dressing up like a horse's ass.
Let's go up and have a look at these knights. We could look at any of these, could we? Oh, it's only like, yeah, we could look at these ones.
Waiting in prayer for the judgment day. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world, I guess. Just think, there's a dead guy under there. The second stone knight in a row of 4 lay on the church floor.
I just need to be looking at them or using the magnifying glass.
A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work. A huge stained glass window formed a magnificent centerpiece for its neighbors.
A magnifying glass them. I didn't
The
eyeball
second
them.
stone knight in a row of 4
Did I?
lay on the church floor. A stone knight lay on the church floor. A knight there in the company of his fellows. A knight's tomb, his effigy in marble lying in perpetual state. A row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies. Whoa! I didn't have time to sit around.
I can't get this one either, I guess. Okay. Anywhere else? What else to do then? Let's talk to this guy. He might have something new to say.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
What does this chalice suggest to you?
Wine.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Hey, you with the balls. Oui? What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier?
Ah, the last Grandmaster, Jacques Dumoulin, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow, you're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur.
Mhm.
I read it on that board over there.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
Oh, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contra-gravity and paralytic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Hmm.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
What's the relevance of that?
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
Hmm. Randomly showing everybody my red nose because I don't know what else to do.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing and not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it,
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you had it.
That makes sense. Um, but how do I do that? I've already tried showing everybody else my nose.
hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
Hmm.
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey, you forgot one of your balls. Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
These guys just gonna stay here. I'm back on the sewers again.
If I wanted to get deeper into these catacombs, I was going to have to get onto that path. If the near edge hadn't crumbled away, I could have jumped it easily. Now, I wasn't so sure. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription. The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone.
One's got a eye on it.
The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. Close up, I could see a faded inscription. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. A weird little boat lay tied up. I guess they used it to get maintenance crews around. Either that or the Phantom of the Opera was somewhere near.
What does this do? What do I want to do with that, though? I mean, can't hook it to a...
The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence.
I don't like vandalise it, do I?
Nothing hollow there.
Oh, okay. What about this one?
Hey, that's hollow. It was time for some brutal destruction. Close up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken through, and behind it were some cogs and a lever.
Like, oh, let me stick that on. Oh, no.
Here goes.
Oh.
Hey, cool.
Oh.
Inside the hole, I could see one of the cogs had come loose and jammed the mechanism solid.
I'm going to find a use for this hook if it kills me. Okay, you. Worst tourist ever. I'm totally fucking France up.
It would take a blacksmith or an engineer to do anything with that. There was a crack in the wall. Through it, I could see a glimmer of natural light.
In the beginning was the end.
An end wrought by our enemies.
Oh, look,
They
clearly.
had our darkness.
From the Hotel Uber with
In
Marks and
the
Spencer's
end
trousers.
will be a beginning.
An end to our enemies. Heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us, and everything is in place for the rise of our new order. Almost. Professor, where is the broken sword?
Ah, as we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lokman gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course, my apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund
Did
dealt
that go
with
in?
him on my orders.
I beg your pardon,
Or was it
Grandmaster. I
him?
did not mean to.
Have
Tim.
you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
Um, can I not keep listening?
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The new millennium will belong to us. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world.
Boat's overloaded. Right, can I go and have a look at what they were? Can I go down here? Come on, George, pick your little legs up. Oh, it's water.
The water seemed to belong to an underground river or something. It was way too deep to belong to the catacombs. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases. Non omnis moriar and clarior e tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness. In the middle of the circle was a stump of stone, a shaft of daylight from the world above lancing down to touch it.
Oh, oh. Oh. Do you fit in here?
The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays, and each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant. Nico,
What
I've
is she
seen them.
doing? She's doing nothing.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how does he hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria, but they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay, what about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
I really want that little cat cushion she's got there. It's so cute. Okay, so are we going to Syria then?
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, George.
Yeah, I think we should go. Yeah, okay, I guess we're going to go to Syria next.